So, welcome everybody to the Mitchell's Creations Prank Show presented by Knit Sheep Yarns. Terra Mitchell is the dyer behind Mitchell's Creations, who made these fantabulous skeins that we're about to see. I do have some housekeeping to do before we get started, so let me get that going. To shop from the selection you see here, you're going to go to our website. It's www.aknitsheep.com. We're offering free US shipping, no coupon code needed. If you'd like to get connected to us for a knit sheep, the website is aknitsheep.com. We are also on Facebook, where we are a knit sheep. We are on Instagram as AKS Yarn Store, and you can always drop us an email at info@aknitsheep.com. To stay connected to Mitchell's Creations, you can visit her website. It's mitchellscreations.com. On Instagram, Terra is Mitchell's C Fiber Arts. You can email her at Mitchell's Creations on Hotmail, and she is also on Facebook as Mitchell's C Fiber Arts. So, Terra is a dyer originally from Georgia, but she has been a resident of Louisiana for the last 12 years, and that is where her business is based. I think those that know Mitchell's Creations know that she is famous for her unicorn skeins. Anyway, that's what caught my eye when I started seeing her work on Instagram. She is a dyer, a knitter, a crocheter, and a mom. And I just want you guys to join me in welcoming Terra Mitchell of Mitchell's Creations. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand things over to Terra, and she's going to tell you about her beautiful bases. Now you can take it away, Terra.
Thank you. So today we have, I think, 10 or 11 colorways and 5 or 6 colorways on our sock base and our DK base, and about 5 or 6 on our Mohair. Our sock base is Lagniappe sock, and it's 463 yards, 100 grams, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and it runs about $30. And our DK base is our Stay Bone base, which is 100% superwash merino, and it's 231 yards, 100 grams.
Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about the names of the bases? What does Lagniappe and Stay Bone mean?
I try to draw, even though I'm not from Louisiana, I guess since I've been here, I figured why not use it. So I kind of draw my base names from phrases or places in Louisiana. So Lagniappe is like when you'll hear people say, like, if you find like a piece of furniture on the side of the road that you really like, and you say, "Oh, found me some Lagniappe." So basically something free. So since that was the most basic base, I named the sock base, and the most usable, I named it Lagniappe. And Say Bone it's a saying, and it's on the verge of let the good times roll or along those lines. So yeah, I try to name, even some of my colorways are Louisiana names, but I try to keep all of my bases, places, or phrases in Louisiana.
Interesting. I'm going to show them the first base, the first color now. Okay, you guys ready for this? All right, let's go.
This is crab and corn biscuit. And so all the colorways that you're about to see are available on the DK and the sock base. But this is crab and corn biscuit. I kind of really just want to see how the colors played together. I dyed the colorway before I named it. So I dyed it, and when I saw it, it reminded me of what crab and corn biscuit looks like. Yeah. So that's how that one came about. It's a speckle. It's totally speckled. It's totally speckled colorway.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's a speckled colorway.
Ah, and what colors would you say go into it? I can see corals and pinks
And gold, but the
and
way
gold.
the way the gold and some of the pink dye powders break, which means that they separate into different colors, you get some of the darker spots where you might see like a darker blue or gray or brown because the dye powder doesn't stay formed together on some dye powder since they're made up
Mhm.
of different colors.
Wow.
And this is Catastrophe. Everybody always wonders how I came about with this one. But this one started as a project bag yarn kit.
Mhm.
And the bag was cotton seal fabric, and it was a cat fabric that she had at the time. So I dyed the colorway to match to go with the bag, and the
Mhm.
colorway just stuck, and the bags all sold out. So I have Catastrophe. And
Yeah,
again, this is another speckled colorway. And it has about 5 or 6 different colors in it, and some of those break also into different colors. But you have your pinks and your yellows, greens, and purples, and some golds.
I think it's kind of amazing that you were able to keep the white so separate. It's
It
not
doesn't,
just
yeah, it doesn't always work out. So sometimes you'll get, and in the end, I can show a skein, but sometimes the pink takes on a life of its own, so it'll cover some of the skein. But
so it creates a catastrophe.
right, right. And these are
So
some
this,
socks that are worked up in the Catastrophe, so you can get a kind of idea of what it looks like.
and it's almost the way the color is just kind of tiptoeing all over. It's kind of like a cat running across. That's what I'm thinking, like paws running across it.
That's a good description. This is Over the Horizon, Under the Moon. This one is kind of a labor intensive colorway because of the way that it's dyed, but everybody seemed to like it. This was one of the ones I was on the fence about when I
Mhm.
first did. I didn't think anybody was gonna like it, but a lot of people flocked to it.
Mhm.
But it's a process that I have to reskein the yarn probably about 5 times, layering the
Wow.
colors on. So, but it does work up pretty nice, and it's really only yellows, reds, and blues. But when they mix, you get some greens and some really light purples.
Yeah, you said
And
it's
I'll
only yellows, reds, and blues, but I'm seeing all kinds of other colors going on.
hmm
Wow.
yeah, on the Lovetta shawl that I used it on, you can't
I
really
have a picture of
tell
it right.
in the skein. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and see, it kind of looks like a faded rainbow almost when you look at it worked up. Because I see something totally different worked up than in the skein, but then you see it in the skein. So
Yes, but that is amazing how, like you said, it looks like you're doing some sort of fade, but that's just the yarn
yep,
handling its business. Wow. And it is the Lavetta shawl for those who are interested in the pattern. The wingspan is 108 inches, and at its deepest, it is 18 inches long, and the measurements are taken after blocking. The pattern is available on Ravelry.
it is dusty. This was another one where I just want to. I knew I wanted gray
Mhm.
and I wanted brown, and then I kind of threw some other colors in to see how it worked. So it's really only gray and brown actually, but you get some golds from one of the browns because it breaks, and then the one of the grays breaks, so you get some reds. You just get a lot of different effects from the different dye powders that are used.
It sounds like dyeing is an art where you have some control, but you have to be comfortable letting go of some control too.
Right, and which is why a lot of the skeins don't look alike. So I try
Right.
to tell people if you want more than one, get them at the same time so I can try to dye them together because this one batch A might be different from batch B because I did some And if you notice, this is one skein of sock and one skein of DK. They do dye up differently also. The speckles are crisper on the DK weight because the yarn is fatter,
Mm-hmm.
so they kind
So
of
the speckles are big.
stick more in place. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
than on the sock weight. And this is ginger snap. I love my browns, so I just knew I had to have caramel. Almost, it's really caramel, but I didn't want to name it caramel, so I like ginger snaps better. So I
Yeah.
went with
And when I saw it, I was like, "Yep, that's a ginger snap."
yeah.
I thought the putting together Dusty and ginger snaps was amazing in this shawl.
And I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
that she was doing this. I did see her. She did do a post where she had the yarn caked up, but I didn't know what she was going to do with it. But I really love this, and it makes me want to make it in the exact same color
Yes, it's
that she
brilliant.
made it in.
It is. This is If the Sun Comes. This pattern is also available on Ravelry. It is by Amy Christophers. It's 72 inches across and 29 inches deep at the center point. After blocking, look at that up close. Now this is mosaic knitting on the edges there, but you're getting a lot of drama for just a little bit of work. I like this so much I had to include 3 pictures. Because you can see all, like how you're talking about the colors breaking in the dye bath. And with it spread out like this, you can kind of see how all the colors kind of popped out of the dye.
This is Desert Rose. It kind of shows up a little different on screen as it on your monitor as it does in person. It's really more pinky, light pinky peach ish
Mm-hmm.
in person than it shows up. But
You have one you can hold up for us?
I do.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's a tonal. It's very tonal, a very tonal colorway.
You can even see in the one here on screen, you can see that it runs deeper, it runs lighter.
Yeah, and I'm not really a pink person, but I really like this one.
This is honey.
And this is honey. Um, Again, I just like my golds and my browns,
Mm-hmm.
so they'll always come into play at some point.
So this is April by Romy de Malata, and it uses desert rose and honey. And
This is a sample.
yeah,
I'll have it one day soon. It's in the mail, headed my way. But one of my awesome sample knitters knit this up for me.
now, would you say that this is a true representation of what desert rose looks like?
Um, Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
and you can see that there is a tonal nature to it, but it's very subtle. I mean, it doesn't look stripy, you know,
No,
and there's
no.
no pooling. It's just gentle, gentle tones. I just wanted everybody to get a good look at this. I love how these two colors play together.
Yeah, I gave her a few options and then I let her pick which one she wanted to work with.
Lucky, lucky sample knitter.
So this, so this is Drunken Unicorn. This was about it. Well, in the actual unicorn collection, this was the very first unicorn that I ever dyed, and it kind of started the whole unicorn collection theme.
Now, what got you thinking in this direction? Because I see you do speckles, I see you do beautiful subtle tonals, and this is completely different. What got you there?
Um, another one. I'm one of those. Let's see what happens. So I knew I wanted when I very first dyed it. I dyed more black on one end and just a little bit of black on the other end, and then I knew I wanted a rainbow effect in the middle, and then it kind of grew where the black kind of evened out on both ends, so you'll get more. So it wouldn't really pool. So the black will pool, but it didn't look like actual pooling
Right.
on the garment or whatever you knit or crochet it up. But I don't know, and I just like I said, I just wanted to see what it looked like, and I knew I wanted rainbow, and then I was like, well, let's see what we can do with different color ends instead of black. So it just took off
Wow.
from there.
So this is an example of how the unicorns knit up. This particular thing is Edie. It's a T. Unfortunately, this one's not finished yet, so I didn't get a chance to get a picture of it whole. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what these unicorn skeins would do. I think this is kind of amazing. It's almost like electricity running through a background color. I think I'm going to make a point of looking for patterns that's going to show this off and make some suggestions.
Okay.
Because I think this is stunning. Just the way it just kind of runs through.
And this is clearly unicorn. This one is part of the unicorn collection. I guess it was just almost fitting to do a white end when I had a black end. And of course, it'll work up the same way as the Drunken Unicorn. Just imagine it white is where the
Yes.
black is.
I think that's a lot of fun.
This is Love Me. It was part of, I had a collection called Spellbound, a Spellbound collection. And I just took one of the colors from the main colorway in that collection and turned it into its own colorway. Again, I'm not a pinky girl, but I like this one because I glazed it over in some darker colors, so to give you a lot of dark highlights and deepen up the pink on the skein.
Yeah, even the picture, I can see some of those dark bits just showing through.
Yeah.
And this has to be my favorite name, Zombie Orchid.
Actually, it's zombie. I didn't even pay attention. It's zombie butterfly. So.
Oh, sorry. Did I say?
No, you're
did I
right.
get the name wrong? Doggone it. Okay, I'll fix that.
Okay. Which actually, the pink in the Love Me actually came from the pinkiness that you see in the zombie butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Spellbound collection, I took the zombie butterfly and put it on half the skein and did the ends a darker color. So the Love Me and the zombie butterfly kind of go hand in hand.
Now, if I was doing some sort of fade project, would I want to use something like Love Me and Zombie Butterfly together?
If you wanted a solid in your or semi-solid tonal in your fade, yeah, you could.
Maybe it could be like the end of my fade. I could work from maybe a lavender kind of tone to the Zombie Butterfly to Love Me, and I would end up in that solid tonal family.
That's a good idea. See, now I'm gonna have to create a lavender-ish color to go with the zombie butterfly.
Well, you're welcome.
I don't think I have anything like that. This is Funky Cold Patina. It just reminded me of the patina-ish look when I dyed it up. I knew I wanted aqua and the browns and the way they just came together in the dye pot just reminded me of some patina.
Yeah, I've
And I
seen
thought the name was
statues
pretty
covered
cool.
in patina, and it made me think of that. So there's a pattern done. It's called a Cuff Down Socks by Wendy Bernard. It's actually in the Modern Daily Knitting Field Guide, number 11, or Wanderlust. And this is how Funky Cold Patina works up. It's dramatic. I love that.
I think this was my first time in it worked up, and because you never know how things are going to work up. So I was
Hmm.
kind of surprised with, especially with all the light that you see on the actual skein. I was
Yes,
surprised that you really don't see that much
in the final
when it's
fabric.
knit. Yeah. This is Safari, along with my browns and golds. I'm really a gray girl, even though y'all see all this color from me. I'm really a neutral gray girl.
Can I tell
But
you, this is
mm,
such a beautiful, perfect neutral. This picture looks like it's in black and white. This skein of yarn is so neutral, and I love that about it.
it does when now that you say that, and it kind of on different. Because here it is on the mohair. It dyes up different on different bases. So
Right.
I also have it on one of the ends of my unicorn collection, and it has
Mhm.
more of a brown tint to it.
Yeah.
Because even on the mohair, it's the same colorway. You get more of a brownish tint to it.
Oh yes.
So, but you still see the grayness in it, but it just has that brown tint.
I am so feeling that because that would be like in the DK base. I think I would do like a cardigan, and it would be like your wear all the time gray cardigan that goes with everything.
Yeah, or that simple pullover sweater that you
Yep.
just want to throw on. You can throw it on with everything. We
So,
also have a few colorways on our mohair base, which is my Chandelure Isle base, which goes back to the Louisiana terms. The Chandelure Isle is actually a location in South Louisiana, but it's 72% mohair, 28% silk, and it is a lace weight, and it's 459 yards per 50 grams, and it runs about $32 per skein. This is Gold Meadow. To me, it'll go with just about everything.
oh
You
yeah,
can pair it up with anything to tone your color down.
it's so cloud-like.
And this is honey.
Let me ask you a question. Going back to the gold medal, you were saying that you could use it to tone things down. When you, let's say we combined something like gold meadow with Love Me, that's mostly solid. What can I expect that to look like?
Mm.
Am I going to see more gold meadow, or am I going to create a new color that picks up the golds?
I think it would. Yeah, I think it would create a new. That's a good see. Now you're gonna have me going taking stuff up and then it together to see because I think it would create a new color. But I with the pink on the Love Me being as saturated as it is, I think you'll still see
Hmm.
it in the background, but then you'll have like that gold, this fuzzy halo
Yeah.
on top of it.
So you'd have
That
that
that, that could be that,
beautiful
that could be pretty cool. Yeah.
deep pink shining through a gold halo. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, see now you're gonna have me going to try stuff. And this is Serenity. It's showing up a little deeper on screen, but it's a tonal-ish purple and blue, and you get some light blues in it.
You know what? Hold it
And I
up in
think
front of the camera for us. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
and you even get some. I'm even seeing like some very light pinkish tones in it also.
Beautiful.
And this is fluorescent fuchsia. I had to have some bright, even though I'm not a pink girl. There are
Hmm.
pink lovers out there. I had to
Yeah,
have some electric pink neon on the mohair.
and because my mind right now is obsessing over Love Me, I would put this with Love Me too.
Hmm. Yeah, that would create a really cool effect.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
See, I got your mind going now too.
Yeah, because I really haven't done too much with Mohair. I did start a shawl, and it's escaping the everything shawl, and it combines the Mohair and a figuring weight, but you knit them separately. I don't, and the only other thing I've done holding two together is a hat.
Right.
But see, now I might have to go find that hat pattern and try these two
Mm-hmm.
together to see what I get. I have to work on that.
I'm enabling the dyer. Go ahead.
Yeah, the one that I have no time to knit, so I now got to figure out how I'm gonna find time to knit. And that's
It's,
Safari on Mohair. Yeah, and you can kind of see if you
yeah,
remember what it looks like on the other base, how different the bases dye up.
yeah, because this plays more brown, whereas
Yeah,
the Safari on the other base was completely neutral gray.
yeah.
That's amazing that the fiber itself kind of interacts with the dye. So if you were to hold the two together, although it's the same color, you would actually create a third color because you'd have that
A third
gray
color. Yeah.
with that brown overlaying it. Interesting.
Yeah. Now you're gonna have me with Mohair everything because I'm just gonna hold Mohair with everything. This, this is Penny, please. It's a really tonally soft pink.
Yes.
And to me, it could go with almost anything. Also, I did a hat, and I have no idea where it is at the moment, but I did a hat with Catastrophe and the Peonies Please,
Oh
and it
yeah.
created the hat with it actually took on more of the mohair. So
Mhm.
you saw the speckling, but you had more of a pinkish tone on the fabric with the halo.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. And I think that is the last colorway for the show. So we have a few minutes. So Tara, could you show us maybe some pairings that are your favorites of yours so that we can give the people an idea of what would go with what nicely?
Mm, good one. Okay, so somewhere I have a shawl. Wherever my whips are, I have no idea. But it's done with ginger snaps and crab and corn biscuits.
Oh yes.
And it's a brioche shawl. And the ginger snaps is the background in the brioche, and the crab and corn biscuit is the main color.
Yes, I can see that working.
And the honey also goes. I'm sorry, the honey goes well also with
See,
the
and
crab and corn biscuit.
the base color you pair it with, it just brings out a different tone in the speckle yarn.
And then also, I try to pick some colorways that you can combine a few of the different colors together,
Oh
and that's
yes,
it with
that's gorgeous.
with the safari, and it'll even go with the lovely, depending on what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think this is my new favorite colorway. I think I
Although
want to make
you're not a pink girl.
right. I
That color is turning
right.
you into a pink girl.
I think I want to. I think I'm gonna attempt to do the sorrel sweater
Mm.
in this and see how it goes. But and then catastrophe is kind of the same way. It'll go with
Oh
the
yes.
love me.
And the bit of green you can see in the catastrophe really shows out against. Was that the fuchsia? No,
Or the gray.
that
That
was
that,
lovely.
that was the
That was
lovely.
lovely.
Yeah, the lovely. And if you wanted three, you can always go catastrophe, love me, and
Okay.
safari.
Oh, that's cool.
And the dusty again with either of the honey or the ginger
Oh,
snaps. It even can hold four together. Let's see how this works.
oh, you're good.
In the gray.
Oh, look at that. Yes. Okay, that's pretty neat.
And
I'm gonna have to make a list for you guys when you're watching that you can download from the description bar. So you can have these pairings and just pick for
and
ones that you like. These are gorgeous.
the funky copatina goes the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It goes with all of them. And then the zombie butterfly with the love me and the honey.
Absolutely. I would do that every day. Yep.
And even ginger snap kind of
Mm-hmm.
tones down the golds in the zombie butterfly. And then with the gray.
See, I wouldn't have thought about the gray, but yes, that works. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll work pretty cool especially in like some brioche where you need a background color
Mm-hmm.
and a main color.
You know what? There's a couple of knit-alongs going on right now. Have you heard about the Sharon from Security? It's a four
Yeah.
color. Do you have any suggestions for that?
That's a good one. So you caught me off guard.
Oh, sorry.
I know she had a lot of what not to do on her list of things, but let's see. We'll do something like this.
Oh yeah, that would
This
work.
is the honey and the ginger snap and the over the horizon under the moon and then the safari.
Okay, so
Or
for
if
you
you don't,
guys who still want to do a Sharon for Security, you got a suggestion from Dyer herself.
or if you don't want the variegated colorway, you can.
Oh yes, that is neat. Well, Tara, I just want to thank you for being here with us today. We're coming up on the end of our time. I just want to remind everybody, if you want to shop the show, just visit www.aknitsheep.com. We are doing free US shipping. Also, I will let you know what the giveaway is in the description bar. It's a deep, dark secret. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.